Hi everybody, I'm Joey and I'm here to show you a really fun technique to do with your embossing folders. You can do this with any embossing folders that you already have. You don't have to have the ones that I'm showing you. And it's the beginning of a series where we're going to do one or more cards every week with a new technique for the next several weeks. I haven't decided whether it'll be 3 or 4 or 5 weeks yet. I was on the Stampin Up trip to Norway and just got home Monday night. Yesterday I was pretty jet lagged, I still am. But I created my card for today and got my plan together for my new series, and I'm excited about that. But I still have a few details to iron out, but I'll be back with you with the details in my email or next week. So with that said, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get my electronics all going here. Thanks for coming to join me today, whether you're watching in person or replay. I'd love for you to let me know say hello and let me know where you're from. I just have to pull myself up here on my iPad so I can see what you're seeing. And then I also have my laptop here because that's where I see your comments. I always respond to comments, so if I see them. Sometimes they go by quickly and I miss them, but I always come back and check all my comments to make sure I didn't miss any. So there we go. Now I see, hi Kathy. So Kathy's on. I haven't been live for 2 weeks because I've been sorry, got distracted by some people jumping on just to caught my eye, but I haven't been live for 2 weeks, so I'm hoping people will remember to watch today. And if you're just watching on replay because you forgot to watch on Wednesdays at 12:30, that's great too. I love to have you watch replay. I know not everybody can watch live. All right, my friends, I'm gonna click a little tool here on my Facebook Live panel, and it's going to give me some options to go upside down, and then you'll be right side up. So hang on while I click there we go. And we'll go down this way. If you're watching on Facebook, I would love for you to like and follow my page so you don't miss anything. And some people even post their projects on my page. I would love for you to do that too. Oh, I don't have my lights on. Just getting... Well, I might be rusty today because, as I said, I'm still suffering a little bit from my jet lag, but let me get my computer going. I've got my coffee here and in my Stampin' Up cup, and I'm ready to go. Okay, hi Kathy. 2 Kathys jumped on first today. That's awesome. Alrighty, so I don't want to forget to say to you too, if you haven't joined my email list yet, make sure you do that. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the comments the registration link for my email, because every week I send a free tutorial, free PDF tutorial. This week I will as well. So you don't want to miss that. They're free. They're full of inspiration. They're full of directions. This is an example of one. So this is the one that will go in my email to my newsletter subscribers this week. So this is how I do them. I put one full picture and then a close-up. I give all the detailed directions. And then I also list all the supplies I've used, the number, ordering number, and the price, just to help you plan if you want to make the things I'm making. Otherwise, you can use what you have, maybe just adapt the idea. So make sure you join my email list. Hi Diane, thank you. I'm glad to be back. We had a wonderful trip, and some of you that are watching helped me earn that trip by purchasing my classes or buying from my online store, and actually just watching my videos and clicking like and giving me hearts and writing comments. Those are all helpful to help me grow my business. This is my full-time business, so I really appreciate all of you. Okay, I'm going to adjust my camera just a touch here and go just a little bit further. Well, I didn't want to go that far, so let's come back just a little bit. Also, this week in my email, so I've been sending some special gifts in my email. I did it particularly while I was going on a trip. Hi, Julie. Because I wanted you to be getting something from me as a thank you for subscribing to my newsletter, and also for just being supportive of me and my business and being part of my email group. By the way, before I get too far away from what we're doing here today, I want to invite you, if you're watching on YouTube, so every week I do upload my videos to YouTube after my Facebook Live. It takes me about an hour or so after Facebook Live to get them uploaded to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and hopefully you'll get lots of ideas and inspiration from the videos that I post, and ideas for things you can make too. So the other thing I'm sending my email subscribers is Stampin' Up! This year, they offered, since we have so many new colors. Now, I didn't print all the pages. There's 10 pages, and I have it on my iPad in a PDF file, so I didn't print it up, just only saving on my ink. But there are 10 pages that look like this. And what they do is, like, so on the cover, they've listed, all right, let's get out the catalog so I can show you. So they, well, where is the catalog? Okay, here it is. So they are listing here in this PDF all the colors that they use on the front of the catalog. And I'm not sure I can get in here. I'm gonna try and scooch everything in so you can see. There we go. Okay, so they have used Daffodil Delight on the cover. They've used Lemon Lolly. They've used Pretty Peacock. That's up here. They've used, excuse me, Lost Lagoon. That's here. They've used Azure Afternoon. I think that's right here. These blue sprigs. They've used Blueberry Bushel. Oh, that might be Blueberry Bushel. Azure Afternoon, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's here somewhere. So if you look carefully enough, you'll find it. And then that Blueberry Bushel, and then Berry Burst, and Bubble Bath. So, and then they go to the next page. So then on page 1, they give you all the colors they've used too. So page 0 to 1, then you have all those colors. Those are the same that were on the cover. So pages 6, 7, pages 14, 15, all the way through the catalog. So this is going to my email subscribers this week in a PDF form. So make sure, if you haven't signed up for my email list, that you do that. And if you're on YouTube watching, I'll put all those links in the video description below so that you don't miss out on any of those links either. It's actually easier to find my links on can't talk here, YouTube. Okay, so that's that. So that's going out. I start with a stamp set first almost all the time. It's something that I want to work with, and then I will often grab a color combination. So sometimes I'll use Designer Series paper on the back where it tells you all the color combinations. But I love having these kinds of references to use, and we're using it today. We're actually using some of this combination today so that I can show you how I put this to work or things like it. So the other thing I want to tell you, hi Barb, and people are joining. Can't stay long, piano lessons today. Oh, that's fine, Barb. You know, you can always catch it on replay or find it on YouTube. On YouTube, I should say that. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, you find me here. So it's not Create with Joey. I've tried to make that link work, and somehow it just doesn't work. So you need to find me with my Facebook name, which is my maiden name and my married name both. Joey Evans Hartman. Sorry, ran out of room. And then just Stampin' Up without any of the punctuations. Whoops, not that. We don't want that. Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up. Joey Evans Hartman Stampin' Up. That's my YouTube channel. Sorry, I should have gotten a new piece of paper. That's kind of messed up, but you get the idea. So if you're wanting to find me on YouTube and you're watching on Facebook, that's how to find me. So you guys, hi Kathy, hi Carol, thank you. I did enjoy my trip, and I haven't even posted all my photos. We had such a hard time on the ship with the internet. Sometimes it would work perfectly, but that was very seldom, and it was more towards the last day or two of the trip. The rest of the time, and I paid for internet so I could post pictures, and I wanted to do a Facebook Live while we were, you know, gone, but, you know, best laid plans. That didn't work so well, so I still have a lot of pictures to post. Let me bring you up for a minute so I can talk to you in person. I just want to thank you, those of you that have supported me. I can't even begin to explain what a joy it is to go on the Stampin' Up! Trips. They really spoil us. They really take wonderful care of us. We had a beautiful cabin on facing the ocean, so all of us get that. And they give us prizes every day. We spin a wheel every day and get a choice of prizes. Obviously they pay for all our food. All right, you know, this time they gave us each a drink card program. We could get lattes, specialty coffees. You know, it was like going to Starbucks every day. I don't really go to Starbucks every day, but I do enjoy a vanilla latte, so I had quite a few of those. All the soft drinks you could drink. In the beginning, I started off with ginger ale because I get motion sick. So the cruise to Alaska, I got really motion sick the very first day and ended up in the brig at the doctor's office. So, brig means jail, so I wasn't in jail, but so I had to get a shot for nausea. So this time I was trying to be really proactive on that and didn't get sick. But my point of it was I would have never been able to afford a trip to Norway ever. I mean, I just don't think that's something that we would have been able to do. So, and Steve's never been to Europe, so we flew into London early, 3 days early. Stampin' Up! Even helped get us a lower room rate in the hotel that we were leaving from to go to Southampton, where we boarded the ship. So I've been to London, I've been to England, but I took Steve to Windsor Castle. We did a beautiful tour of the Cotswolds and Burton on the Water, just a whole day, full day tour. And anyway, I just can't, he loved it. And we had one more day after our trip. We didn't fly home on Sunday. Our trip, Stampin' Up! Brought us back to Heathrow on Sunday morning, and Steve and I stayed at the Marriott near Heathrow, and we took a Uber to Windsor again, and we shopped. We had English lunch with, you know, fish and chips, and then we came back later for cream tea. So it was just lovely, lovely. And I know I'm taking a lot of time to jibber jabber, but I just want you to know how much it means to me that you support me so much that I can do something like this. So thank you so much to all of you. All right, that's enough jibber jabbering. Let's get to some stamping. Let me point you down again so I get you going back down. See if we can aim for a good spot. It's always a guessing game. All right, my friends, listen to me. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When I invite people to join Stampin' Up, I do it because I know it's the best thing for them if you're a purchaser of Stampin' Up! Products. Because for you, it's, you know, do I get something? I get once in a while, like during celebration, they give us a bonus, a $25 bonus when the first person signs up, but they limit how many bonuses you can get. I don't think there's a bonus for us on this one, but there's definitely a bonus for you. So when you join my team, I have my team is called Love to Create. When you join in June, that starts tomorrow, you can get $155 in product for just $99. Usually it's $125 for $99, and that's a whole $30 more. So it's, what is that? So anyway, so you get $55 for just $155 worth for just $99. And if you do nothing else with it, and trust me when I say if you do nothing else with it, you still benefit from it, because you can shop at a 20% discount for at least 3 months. Now, you don't have to, there's no requirement to do parties or demonstrate. I have a very active team, lovely people. We meet monthly in person or on Zoom if you're not local. And that's all one meeting. I do the Zoom and the in-person at the same time. We have monthly make and takes. I charge $5 for my meeting. $5 for a whole free class of make and takes. I get prizes with prizes and drawings every month. You can get a ticket in the prize drawing for just coming to the meeting, either on Zoom or in person. We have an exclusive Facebook group where we post our, special projects, any of our projects. And if you want business coaching, I have earned 5 trips. I can help you with business coaching too. That's pretty optional. I do a little bit of team coaching, maybe 10 minutes in our meeting every month. But if you want it in depth, I'm happy to spend time with you, as much time as you need to do it. So this starts June 1. I know I went on and on, but honestly, there's just no downside to joining. The other thing that's happening in June is a designer series paper sale. So that starts tomorrow, June 1 through 30th. And it's not all the paper, but it is most of the paper in the annual catalog. So it's 15% off, and that's all the paper from 129, page 129, so to 130, 131, and through 132. Yeah, that's right. So all those are on sale to 15% off. So we have this brand new catalog. Unless you've bought all the paper you want from, and let's face it, most of us that are paper crafters, we like paper. We're kind of paper hoarders. So this is your sale. And if you purchase from me using this host code, I will send you a little gift in the mail. So every month for my customer, I send a little something in the mail. So there, that's enough of that stuff. Let's get to stamping. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do. We are going to make this entire card from scratch. And the reason I say that is because I always want to have my projects accessible to people who are just starting stamping, that they've never seen a demonstration, they don't know how our paper comes and how to cut it. So we're going to make a card, this particular card, from scratch. Okay, so this is how paper comes. I need to switch. No, that'll work. Our paper trimmers have a scoring blade at this end, and it gets out of the way so you can cut, and then it has a cutting blade down here. So it has both of these, and they slide freely here. If you are just beginning stamping, or if you've been stamping with a paper cutter that really needs to be, that doesn't cut straight anymore, then this is a great thing for you to have. Now I'm going to cut this piece here. This is just a piece of basic white, and I'm going to cut it at, here's the ruler, it starts 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go to 3 3/4, like this, by 5. I'm going to turn it now. Am I out of the picture? Turn it this way by 5. By the way, everybody, just letting you know, my husband has a guy coming over to buy some model train equipment that he's selling. So I hope they won't disturb us, but they are going to have to come downstairs where we are. Let's do all our paper cutting so that we've got that ready to go. So hopefully that won't be disruptive, but just giving you a little heads up that we might be interrupted a little bit. You might hear voices talking. Okay, this is Berry Burst. Same thing, 8.5 by 11. This is gonna be our card base. So I'm gonna go over here to 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it once, because I'm going to actually cut 2 cards. Here's another tip for you that I didn't do when I first started making cards. Make 2. If you have the time and all the parts out and everything ready to go for 1, you might as well, I'm getting my scoring blade now out of the way, you might as well cut 2. And then I cut at 5 1/2. So then both of these cards are ready to go, and they're both scored already, and I can make 2 pretty much just as fast as I can make 1. Obviously it takes a little bit longer, but not super long. All right, then we're gonna go to our basic black paper. And for this one, we're gonna cut, now I told you this one was 3 3/4 by 5. Now I'm going to cut a mat for that. This is just 1/8 inch taller and 1/8 inch wider. So I'm going to go to 3 7/8. I want a narrow mat on this card, and I'll show you why as we're going along making the card. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to go to 5 1/8. And we know this is 5 inches this way, the long way, and then I'm going to 5 1/8 this way. Okay, so there's my mat. Now when I first started stamping, I didn't want to be cutting. I wanted to spend all my time stamping, 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 stamping. I didn't want to be cutting mats. But mats kind of add dimension, and they're super easy to cut and fast to cut with your paper trimmer. So this is what we've got so far. Hi Pam, I'm so glad you came on and joined me today. So this is what we've got so far. All right, let's go ahead and let me show you the technique I'm going to teach today. Today we are learning split, oh, what is this called? Split embossing? Like, oh dear. Can't even remember the name of my own video. Okay, it'll come to me. Hang on a second. Split card embossing. I wrote down all the names of all the ones I'm going to teach you, and now I'm going, what is this called? It is some split something. It is split embossing technique. Well, I was close. Split embossing technique. So, I'm going to use 2 embossing folders. So I chose the Countryside Blossoms and the Cane Weave 3D. Now I'm kind of low on embossing folders right now. With the catalog just retiring, I'm slowly purchasing some of the new ones. So I have an order that's going in later today for more of the new ones. But we'll get a good start with these 2. I would have preferred to use both 3D or 2 3D or 2 regular embossing, but I felt these 2 look nice together, and the way I chose it was, I don't know if you can see this very well through here, but this is the Country Blossoms embossing folder, and this is the Cane Weave 3D. But the blue post-it kind of helps you see the pattern a little bit. All right, so let me show you how to do this. It's really easy, and you can do it with anything that you already own. So let me get back my... Hi, Kathy. Kathy and Pam, yay. Okay, so let's go ahead and take let's get our machine out. You do need a die cutting machine. You don't have to have this particular one, but you need some kind of a die cutting machine that you can use for embossing. So for our purposes, we're going to go ahead and for this first one, we're going to do the one that is not 3D. So that will be the Countryside Blossoms. Now, for this one, we need the base plate for the machine, and then we need 2 panel 3s. This one isn't marked 3, but both of these are panel 3 thicknesses. Okay, so I'm going to take I'm going to get rid of this blue for a moment, and then I'm going to take our 3 3/4 by 5 piece of paper, and I'm going to... All right, hang on. Let me show you the card first and tell you what I'm going to do. So my greeting is about 1 inch. So I need to have a good inch between these 2 patterns. So I'm going to center this. This particular folder has a pattern that has a center in it, and I want to go just below that. And I want to make sure I'm straight in my pattern. So I'm kind of looking at both sides here so that it's pretty squared up, and I'm looking here. There's 2 little dots right there. I don't think you can probably see those, and I know there's really a bad glare too. So I'm going to go, okay, Joey, use your words. All right, so I'm going to put this in like so. What I might do first, and I suggest you actually do this because you need this to be pretty squared up with your cardstock, because I'm just pulling out a piece of washi tape if I can find it. because it will be obvious. If it's not squared up, it's not gonna look as nice as it really can look. So I'm gonna actually tape these together. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. You always wanna put your embossing folder with the folded edge in first. Oh darn, I just moved this. All right, dang. Okay, let me try this again. I'm gonna come down here, square up to those two little dots, square up on the sides. There's also two little flowers here on each side that I'm watching those. So you just kind of find those landmarks that help you get squared away. Okay, and then try very hard not to move it like I did. But take your time with this part. It is a little time consuming, this part, but this is a very easy technique. Now I'm gonna grab more washi tape and I'll hope that I can do this without moving my cardstock. So you just have to be a little careful with that. Putting that in, folded side first again, and then I'm just gonna put this plate down to, I'm actually gonna line it up with this line. Can you see this line on that? I know this might be hard to see because everything is clear, but I'm gonna put my embossing folder. Nope, let's try that again. Try the top cutting plate down. I'm not going to the edge of the folder, and the reason I'm not going to the edge is because, no, I'm gonna start this through here, is because it will make a line. Does that make sense? I think I moved this. I wanna make sure I'm straight. It will make, this edge of the embossing folder will make a line on my cardstock, and I don't want that line. I'm gonna make a line there myself, but I don't want it to make its own line because I want it to look like the way I want it to look. So I don't want there to be the line that the embossing folder itself makes. If you don't, sorry, if you have this all the way down to the edge and you go all the way off. Does that make sense? Now can you see where it stops? There's really a clean edge there. Okay, now I'm gonna take my other embossing folder. Now we need a different sandwich here. So you're getting a lesson today in the sandwiches for the two different embossing folders. So now I'm gonna take this clear plate off. We don't need it. We just need the base plate, and then we also need this additional gray plate. So for this one, we're going to, and because the cane weave is a 3D embossing folder. So now I have to make sure I have about 1 inch here that's not going to be embossed. So I'm going to bring this line, actually, the black line, and I know this is really close to the camera, but I'm trying to line up the straight edge of the pattern with that black line that's actually on the embossing folder. Showing this is a little harder than actually doing it because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing and everything's kind of clear. And so that's kind of making a hot mess. But I have to leave at least 1 inch. So I'm looking from that black line down to here to make sure I have a good inch, and then I'm trying to square this up as well. I might give myself just a little more room there. And I apparently can't talk very much while I'm lining things up. So I have to go over just a touch. If I didn't have my embossing machine here, I could do this better, but okay, I think that's pretty good. Now we're gonna go ahead and tape these again. I suggest you take the time to tape them. You don't have to, but when you do all that work to get it lined up carefully, then you want to make sure. Now, make sure it's not going to move. So now I'm going to take my top plate and I'm going to put it, hang on here. I need to move this carefully and then put this. Well, darn it. Here, let me, I have to move this a minute just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to get this going in here like this, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to line up this line. Can you see this line? Yeah, I think it shows up in the video. I'm trying to line that up pretty close to the line on my embossing folder. Okay? Does that make sense? Then, on this one, I'm not going to go all the way. I'm just gonna go to the, well, I did go off all the way, but that'll be okay. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Now, I think what I did is not give myself, I think I went too far and I don't have enough room for my greeting, so I might end up switching out the greeting. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty narrow, but you see how you have those two embossing patterns. That's why it's called split embossing technique. Okay, let's go ahead and make these flowers. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna need to pick a different greeting, I think, than I had. I'm not sure. I was going to use the birthday greeting from, maybe this will be just barely make it. No, I don't think it will. So we're going to have to do plan B. Hang on a second. Let me find. I'm using the Cheerful Daisy stamp set, and that birthday greeting was from this stamp set. So we've got another one here that's more narrow, and it says, "You made my day." So let's see if we have room for that one. I think we do. I know we have room this way, I just mean that way. Okay, we're gonna say that's gonna be good. All right, let's go ahead and put that on the block. Grab a block. Thanks so much for watching today. Let's take this off. I was hoping I would have people watching today because, you know, when you don't show up 2 weeks in a row, I think it's easy for people to forget or to miss. So mark your calendars for every Wednesday at 12:30 so you don't miss my Facebook Live. Or make sure to check YouTube in the late afternoon or early evening so you can watch it on YouTube. Okay, so there we go. Let's try and stamp with that first to make sure it's going to stamp well, because I haven't stamped with this stamp yet. So when you have a brand new stamp, a brand new photopolymer stamp, you want to make sure that you rub it off on something first. You know, I just use my cleaning pad because you get off that little, almost, you can't really see the film that comes with it, but there's a little film on your stamp that comes from the molds when they dump them out of the molds. So you want to get that off so that there's nothing between your ink and your stamp. Okay, I've pulled out my Simply Scored tool and I'm going to I'm going to score this on the front first. And it looks like 3 1/8 is going to be pretty close here. Let's try that. And I'm just going to score lightly, pretty lightly. I'll show you why. And then I'm going to go over here and we're going to do it next to this one. Whoops. I'm right next to the pattern. Okay, can you see the pattern there? Now, I actually want those lines to come forward. So I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to push a little bit harder with the fatter end of my scoring. See, there's a skinny end and a fatter end that this comes with your scoring tool if you don't have this or don't know anything about it. Okay, so then can you see that my pattern goes up? That's what I want. I want the bump to come on the outside. Or to say, you know, the front side of the card. So we're just going to take plain old black ink. And we're just going to stamp, "You made my day." This is a really fun technique. I've got a whole list of techniques I'm going to teach over the next few weeks that you can do with any embossing folder you have. So there we go. Made my day. That looks pretty good. Then, let me clean my stamp. So this is going to be a thank you card instead of a birthday card, but I always need thank you cards anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and put mount our, got a little speck on here. When that happens, you can take just a pencil eraser, or this is actually an adhesive eraser. And I don't know what it is. Must have been part of my lunch or something. I'm going to go ahead and... Sorry, the guy's here for the train stuff. Can you lock Brady up, please? Thank you. My husband's going to capture our dog because he's not a fan of strangers coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So my comments have frozen. Sometimes my Facebook does that. Let me go ahead and refresh this page. So if you're making comments and I'm not answering you, it's because I'm not seeing them. Okay, so there you go. And I wasn't looking carefully enough, so I'm going to pull this up. 1/8 of an inch around this outside is, oh, I want to do it this way. Well, we're going to do it this way. I wanted that cane weave at the bottom, but it's going to be at the top on this card. I'll show you my sample. On my sample, I used the cane weave there. That's a little bit better, I think. All right, now let's go ahead and put it on our card because we're not putting ribbon or anything else on this. Or like this. So this middle part, you know, you can make it any width you want to, obviously. I made it a little wider on my sample card because I was just, no, not on Facebook Live. I was just crafting and making it work. But, you know, Facebook is always a little, things go awry. A lot more. Okay, now we're going to grab our punches. So I'm going to grab, this is a Petal Park Builder punch. We're not having green flowers. We're having fresh freesia flowers. I'm just going to punch some fresh freesia flowers. I really like this punch. It's kind of my go-to punch when I need to make a quick card. Punches are great for beginning stampers. They're also great for every paper crafter because they make a wow on your card fairly easily without a lot of trouble. Okay, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat and I'm going to lay out all my flowers. Just one little purple one, but the rest of my flowers I'm going to just lay out here. Whoops, I don't need those purple ones. I need the red ones. So they're Berry Burst. We've got 3 Berry Burst. We've got 3 Petal Pink. And then the one small, all we need is one small purple one, the fresh freesia. So let's go ahead and, while we're punching, we'll go ahead and use the bow punch. This is the bow punch for 2 punches we need out of this. We need 2 sets of leaves. So now we've got everything punched out. And let's go ahead and, I'm going to grab this is the little sprig from the bow punch, and I'm going to kind of secure that down like this. And I'm going to kind of make this go. I put it on a mini glue dot, and I'm going to just connect it to this bigger one, kind of down on the stems. We're going to secure this more when we get, oops, I don't want that there yet. When we get further along, we just need the other big one, can you see? And then we don't need this little one. We can use that for something else. All right, now I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and this is the end that covers the putty end on it. That's the putty end. This is the piercing end, and then it has a little spatula on this end too. And your brush for using on your dies can fit in that end too. But this is the end we're going to use for today for these flower centers. So I'm going to leave the lid on, and then I'm just going to go to about the center. I've got to kind of get it straight over my head, and I'm going to push down, and what it's going to do is kind of make that flower like a petal. See? It's so easy. This is an easy thing to do. Anybody can do this. It's really easy, and it's really cute. And then this one again, my little pink one. Then we do the same thing to the berry burst flower. Look how that just makes the petals pop up. Isn't that pretty? Go like this. And then like this. So I've been touring Norway and Europe the past week. What have you guys all done? Have you been crafting? Have you been sewing? Have you been gardening? It's spring here in the Midwest. I have gardening to do. I haven't done any of my pots because I didn't want to do them before we left home. My neighbor's out today. They are putting edging around. They hired a company to put in that. It's kind of like rock edging, brick edging. I'm not calling it the right thing. Let's go ahead and get our mini glue dots, which have disappeared because things disappeared off of my desk. I'm not sure why. Now I'm going to just peel these mini glue dots back, and I'm just going to stick these small and medium flowers on. Then I'm going to do the berry burst ones. The light pink are called Bubble Bath, and this color is called Berry Burst. And then one little purple one is all we need for that one. Okay, let's go ahead and get the piercing tool back out. All of a sudden, I'm losing everything. I just had it. Oh, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to pull these off. And I'm going to, whoops. You'll have to forgive my fingernails. I didn't get a chance to take off the old polish. When I say we're still kind of struggling with jet lag, I woke up 4:23 this morning. Diane, you're gardening? Oh, you have a new garage. How wonderful. That's exciting. Put that on. Then I'm going to take my berry burst one and put that on top of this one. And I'll take this one on top of this one. And then we've got our little purple one. I'll leave that one on the glue dot for a moment so we don't lose it. All right, let's go back to our flower. Now we've got these two flowers. We've got our two sprigs together with a mini glue dot. Now I'm going to put them face down on another mini glue dot, and then the same on this sprig. Now these sprigs are really delicate, so But I'm going to secure everything with Stampin' Dimensionals once we get ready to, whoops, I did that before. I want this on my pink flower. And I'm going to kind of go, I'm just sticking this down to the back like so, like that. And then to secure that, before that gets a chance to get bent, we're going to take our Stampin' Dimensionals, where they are, here they are. And I'm going to secure this down like so. So that kind of keeps that a little bit more firm. And then let's do the same thing, kind of the same thing with our other sprig. Only this one, I'm not putting the little sprig with it because I think sometimes it's nice to have a little more variety. And this one's going to go like this on our card, and then this one's kind of going to go like this. So I'm going to just nestle that on like so. I don't want that green to show. Now I could have cut the green. I think I did actually on my sample card, cut off the stem a little bit. Ideally, one would have cut this off before they glued it down. And it's not really going to show, but just to give you an idea. Okay, I think we're ready to get those on our card. I'm going to go ahead and peel off the backs of the dimensionals. Your home was built in 1928, Diane. That's amazing. A new garage will be like getting almost a whole new house. That'll be fun. That'll be wonderful. I'm so happy you can have that done. That will make a big difference. I'm guessing next winter that'll make a big difference. Okay, so we've got our card here. Let's go ahead and kind of arrange this. I like the little darker flower on the bottom, and then I'm going to kind of, I'm not going to stick these down too much yet. I'm just going to kind of get them ready to go. And then we'll take our little purple flower, fresh freesia. We're going to stick this on. Oh, this should have actually been on a dimensional instead. So let me grab those back. Well, it's a typical Facebook Live today because I just have something and then I don't have it. So let's go ahead and put that. I am using a whole one because it doesn't show, and it just gives a little bit more support since it's kind of by itself, like that. Now, what I'm going to do, and I should have done this before I glued everything down, but I'm going to take a few mini glue dots. I'm going to take off the backing, and I'm going to stick a couple of these. I'm going to try not to blend or not to bend my leaf too much, but there's too much flying in the wind here. I need to secure this down a little bit more. And again, I just didn't think to do it before, but you know, sometimes we in crafting, we have to kind of make do. This I'm going to turn over a little bit so I can, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to stick this dimensional right here, and probably one more on this leaf that's kind of flying in the wind, like so. Then I'm going to take off. Sorry that you probably can't see this very well. So that's what I've done so far. And then I'm just going to turn this over and do those. Okay. Now we're going to grab our gems. So for this, we're going to use pastel adhesive back sequins. Those of you that have watched me for a while, you know that I really love these sequins. I know I use them a lot. I do have new embellishments, quite a few new ones. Some just came again today. I had an order that I just opened this morning. So I'll be using more of the new ones. I just really like these, and I felt like with this card it worked really well. So I'm going to, now when you get these dimensionals, you have one sheet of all the larger size and then one sheet of the smaller size. I've used all my pink ones, my larger pink ones already, so I'm just going to use the small pink ones. And I'm going to go right in the center of my flowers, like so. You know, bling always makes a big difference. Right, Diane? We like the bling. Let's even put more bling on. Let's go up here. And maybe even one more down here. There we go. What do you think? That's your split embossing technique. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I hope you will use this technique. My whole point of sharing on Facebook is to give you ideas of things you can do. Not just show you what I can do, but give you ideas of what you can do. And hopefully you all have embossing folders. If you don't, I'm happy to help you with ordering some and get you started with that. But you can certainly make your own. Thanks, Kathy. Got all the Kathys on today. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. That's so sweet too. Okay, any questions about this? I'm going to, hi Julie, you haven't, yes, you need to try it. I'm looking at my comments. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Do you have any questions? You can just go ahead and type them in the comments. It takes a split second for it to actually come through in the comments. I'm going to grab my coffee. Thank you, Carol. You guys were pretty quiet for a while. You must have been really absorbed with what we were doing. I think what sets this card off the most is actually, I don't love this greeting with this card. Oh, let me show you my own one. So this one, you can see that I used the Country Blossoms embossing folder on the top, and then I used the cane weave on the bottom. And I like this greeting better with this, but you know, we had a little snafu with not leaving enough room for this. But they're both pretty. I think they're both pretty. And if this really bothers me, I can make a, you know, just a greeting tag and put it over that. I don't think it's going to bother me. I think I'm going to be good with it. Okay, good. I'm so glad you're going to try it. You know, I would love for you to post. You can post on my page. You can post under the thread for this card, or you can just post on my page. It's open. My business page is open to posting, so you can always share. And if you're not a member of my Create with Joey Stampers group on Facebook, we have people sharing there too, and I do share some things there that I don't share always on my business page. So that group, let me just write that down for you in case you don't know about it. So it's Create. It's the same name as my business page. Create with Joey Stampers group. So if you like to share your cards, people have been starting to share on my business page what you're on right now, but we also have my creative community is this group, Create with Joey Stampers group. So look for that on Facebook. That's Facebook. Okay? All right, any questions? Carol's never done split embossing. Kathy is going to try this technique. Julie's going to try it. I hope you will all try it. I want you to try it, and I want you to enjoy it. It's really easy. It's really easy, and it's a wow. So I hope I didn't make it look too hard because I was struggling trying to line that up. But you can see why this has to be straight, because the lines on this pattern are straight. And plus you want your greeting strip to be straight, you know, like these two. Okay, don't forget that this is going to go to my email list. The PDF tutorial for this is going to go to my email list this week. It'll probably go on Friday. Sometimes it's Saturday, but usually my free tutorials are on Friday. Did I put my... Yeah, I put my subscribe link in the comments towards the top. So if you're just watching and you want that link and you're watching on Facebook, go grab it there. And if you're on YouTube, it'll be in the description of the video. So I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm so happy to be back with you on Facebook Live and on YouTube. My next venture into the world of multimedia is to get my YouTube and my Facebook recording live going at the same time. So it'll go to Facebook as well as, it'll go to YouTube as well as Facebook, but I have to have a new app for that and learn how to use it. So I'm working on that. Oh, Diane, thank you. I missed you guys. I really did. I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be 2 whole weeks since I connect with my friends that don't live locally that watch on Facebook Live. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please continue to join me. Set a reminder on your calendar, or write it on your calendar, or set a reminder on your smartphone on Wednesdays, 12:30, to watch Create with Joey, so that you don't miss any of the embossing folder techniques. All right, let me know if you have any questions. You can always message me with questions. I'm always here to help you and see if I can, whatever I can do to help, I'm happy to do. All right, everybody, take care. Love you. Bye-bye.